Another opening, another show. From cold Denali, hot Tahiti. Oh, you might see a mime or even Don Ho. Another opening to another show. There'll be a parade where you'll tap your feet. Kazoos will play when they get their downbeat. You never can tell what some folks will do. Another opening to a really big shoe. 30 minutes we rehearse and rehearse. 20 minutes, we couldn't be worse. 10 minutes, will it ever be right? Then out of the hat is that big first night. Of course, we've never had a show run a second night. Someone will sing, someone will dance. They'll tell a joke or they'll drop their pants. We've locked the door so the audience can't go. Another opening to another show.
Can you imagine, we were going to, I won't mention any names, here goes Priscilla. She will be doing the exotic dancing during the show.
It's not Priscilla.
I'm sorry, Elaine. I'm sorry. Elaine. Sorry. I was thinking Elaine, but I was thinking kind of a duo of you. Eileen, yes, Eileen. Yeah. Her stage name is Dylan. Okay. All right. Okay. Looks like we're pretty much all here. This is good. I'm going to give the ladies time to, now the first act, for God's sakes, clap. They spent over $4,000. They took dance lessons. They got the ladies dancing with them. Or she's the head of those shows they've been doing now. She owns those shows, and they've had hours and hours of practice. Here comes some people here now. These are some stars here.
There you are.
Yeah, topless, yeah. Yeah, we have at least one topless act. The good news is we have a topless act. The bad news is Lewis. Okay, all right. Hey, Roy, would you check and see if they're ready yet?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there. All right. Okay. All right, here we go. Well, we're not starting yet. The dancers aren't ready yet, though. Roy, tell them they got one more minute. That's it. I can't hold this crowd back any longer.
They can hear you just fine over there.
Show, 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 show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a rare treat. They're not. This is just the intro. Relax, relax. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Club Boom Boom, we always have class entertainment, and tonight is no exception. For your dancing pleasure, we have coming in now, all the way from Tahiti, the Tahitian Titilators. Here they come, ladies. We're talking, here we go. All right, here they are, the Tahitian Titilators. Yeah! and gentlemen, how about those girls? Let's hear it for them. Come on, come on. The Eastern Timberlaters, how about that? Holy moly. I told you it was going to... Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back. You'll be able to get group photos. Now, I should mention that this entire show is under the International Actors Guild rules, and some of the acts will announce there'll be no flash photography or videotape of any type. So we'll let you know. I've already lost my schedule. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed to have with us today one of the finest minds in the country. This gentleman has played all over the world, but enough about his dilly-dallying. From Puerto Rico, doing his famous mime act right here on our stage, Luis Rivera, the Puerto Rican Torpedo!
First word.
They're doing a deal.
He's selling the hotel. Who's there?
Open the door.
Ah, yes, another Jack Murray fiction. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have someone in the audience tonight, a special guest that, although she won't be performing during this thing, we certainly want to acknowledge one of the primo stars of porno shows everywhere. Right down here in front, the Yokohama Mama, right here. Stand up, Yokohama Mama. There she is. You probably seen her. You probably seen her in the famous film, The Geisha Girl and the Japanese Women. You probably saw that. Yeah. Whoa, baby. Yes. Okay. I need Dottie up here, please. No, you're not doing it. You have to take over the mic. Remember? Yeah, you're not done just because you did your bouncing thing already. But here she is, Gidget.
Time? Time. All right, the next special attraction all the way from Tampa, in hiding from Memphis, Elvis.
Thank you very much. Actually, I've been hiding out over in Bora Bora. Been working the swing shift at the Burger King. But my death was greatly exaggerated. And I appreciate you having me here tonight. Gonna do a little song for you. Hope you remember this one of my big hits. Haven't done this in public in a while. Treat me like a fool, treat me mean and cruel, but love me. Hang on, baby, hang on, baby. Break my fickle heart, tear it all apart, but love me, won't you love me? Oh, darling, I'll be oh so lonely, bum, 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 bum. Crying over you. All I want to do is love me. I will beg and steal. Oh, to feel. Oh, to feel. I want your love. Beating close to mine. So close to mine. If you ever go, darling, I'll be oh so lonely. Bum, 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 bum. Oh my God. You only. Oh, yeah. I need three of those Tahitian dance girls up here. And three of you Tahitian dance girls, three of you. I'm serious, three of you. You're not going to get in trouble. But we need Dottie, who else? There was, wait a minute, we need Carolyn over here. And one more. Well, how about, who's still in costume? Come on. Come on, focus.
Karen's
See.
You got the
All right. Now, a good friend of mine is with me here. Came in with me, flew in with me on the plane. You may know him as Hawaii's own Don Ho. We got Don Ho and the Ho pets over here. You didn't see them coming, did you? Yeah. Okay, we're going to do a little song. It's not really a Tahitian song, but you all know it. It's my big hit called Tiny Bubbles. Now, we're going to dedicate this to Jack Miller, who was in the hot tub the other night after he had the beans, and he was doing Tiny Bubbles of his own. So here we go. You ready, girls? You can sing, do a little sashaying. Now, I want to see that mudslide thing. You know this deal here? Remember that? Just give me a little laugh. Oh, baby. Oh, get that motor running. Oh, here we go. Tiny bubbles in the wine makes me happy, oh, makes me feel fine. Ooh, tiny bubbles makes me warm all over. Oh, I wanna love you till the end of time. Baby, watch it, baby. Here's to the shiny sea, here's to the silvery moon, but most of all, here's to me and you. Tiny bubbles in the wine makes me happy, makes me feel fine. Tiny bubbles makes me warm all over. And I'm gonna love you to the end of time. Let's hear it for the dancers. Let's hear it for the dancers. All right. Okay. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, is our juggler here, is the amazing David. Where's David? See if we can find the juggler. The juggler apparently is not here yet. We'll move on. He's out on a bender again. We have any trouble. He's out there hunting apples. Yeah. Well, he got hungry earlier. He got hungry earlier. He didn't have his act. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special act all the way from Vegas. Probably the finest juggler of apples. We got apples tonight.
Yeah, I want an orange.
Well, we heard you ate half the act, but one of the finest fruit jugglers I know. Here he is, all the way from Vegas. the amazing David. Now, we need complete silence during the first part of that because there's tremendous concentration.
Does someone ate one of my apples? Wasn't an apple,
I'm the Eve.
Alright, so I'm gonna, it's not really any plan here. So I'm gonna teach you a couple of the basic things. This is called a cascade. This is the most common juggling one. Oops. This is called the reverse cascade, which is just the opposite. This is called the waterfall. Hey, the other way. And when you start this, you always go back to the cascade before you. This is called columns.
Do you juggle accounts like that too, David?
Pretty good.
Actually, I paid someone to do that.
Is there no end to this young man's talent?
Well, when the apples are cold, they condense and they get slippery. So these other ones are cold.
Yeah, I know what you just said. It's good. Now, we know it's going to be good. We're going to charge admission.
Oh,
Okay, so
pull the steps
keep an
out.
eye on
That's
the.
the trick.
Well, it hurts your hand a little. Keep an eye. This is called tennis. What I'm going to do, so keep an eye on the green one. See how it goes over the top? And then I'm going to try to do column tennis, which is harder. It takes a while to warm up. Okay, let's see.
It's a large amount of breathing.
Now,
I need a couple of women volunteers in a minute.
okay, so now I'm going to tie a rope around this one. So. Rope. You better tie the rope.
Oh my.
It's a little simple version. I'm going to give you a little interesting finale. I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to give you green apple while we're jumping the other one. Oh, so this gets pretty exciting since there's stuff that flies everywhere. Whatever.
Second one without the word.
They're still full.
Practice this morning because I got a real bad apple.
I haven't done this for at least 10 years, so. Oh, that's. Oh, warmed up here. Now, just remember, I have like less than a tenth of a second to take a bite.
Right.
So there's going to be apple flying in once I
Sort of like the Jack Morrison on the first 3 rows.
and the apple's a different size, so that makes it a little harder.
Let's hear for the amazing Dave. Beautiful. Beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. The amazing Dave. I was a little worried he was going to try some flaming swords there for a minute. I noticed George was backing up. Ladies and gentlemen, This next act needs no introduction, but I'm going to give one anyway. This young man started his comedic career many years ago, and he tried real estate. And, so now what he does, he does both. He moonlights as a comedian and does day job as a real estate investor. All the way from Twin Falls, Idaho, Prentice Yates, Dr. Naughty.
Stop and drop some stuff here. I thought it would be nice just to read the paper from New Zealand, and I was going to read it, but I'm kind of embarrassed. Under escort service, it says, wife talks dirty, it's got my phone number. Well, and this other thing, it says, for mature gents 37 years and over, and that fits our crowd, it says, call Karen. I don't know what that's all about. Hey, I think that we ought to give Jack and Son and Jack a good hand. I mean, they've done a good job. Chris has got a new tour lined up. You take the ferry to the island. You get to meet the one cab driver they have. Everybody else is eating lunch, and you ride back. Hey, how about these rooms? I mean, my first room. I know, I hate to say this. Is our tour guide here? Oh, well, don't look at me. First room was so far out by the parking lot there that we had twin beds. And between the twin beds was a sign that said, Employee Parking of the Month. So I went to change the room, and Myra was upset. She said, wait a minute, I'm already in town. I won't need to take the bus to shop. The other night, Jack really pulled a good one off. I've known Jack quite a while, and he's pretty frugal. Does anybody agree on that? I mean, he makes most of his money selling old currency. He doesn't do a thing with houses. It's the money so old he gets it into collectors' hands. I was at his room, and he's having his wine party, and it comes in a cardboard box. Jack says to me, he said, go in the closet there and get that iron. I said, Jack, iron? What's that for? I got back in the room. He's got the box disassembled, laying out on the table, and he takes the iron, and he's ironing it real careful. And I said, what are you doing, Jack? He said, well, I think there was a leak in the bag, and I'm trying to get that last drop out of the cardboard. And Jeff, of course, Jeff's doing a great job right now, and he was down at Topless Beach. And he was complaining, nobody's looking at him. So I said, Jeff, go to management and complain. You're here, you're paying a lot of money to be here. So he went to management, and they said, what's the complaint? He said, I'm down at Topless Beach, nobody's looking at him. Guy looks at him and says, hey, whoa, why don't you go to the Stomach Beach where they'll all watch you? And how about the flight? That's another good thing. Roy gave me something really in confidence here, and I don't know if I should tell us or not, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Roy says to me, he said, look, don't tell everybody this. And I said, I wouldn't, just the investors. Roy said, I made it to the Mile High Club. And I said, Roy, I'm looking around, who's missing, And Roy says, yeah, he said, I was really scared. I did it by myself. And let me see, what was the other thing? I saw Roy down at the beach, down the lagoon, the Topless Beach. And I don't know. I've known Roy a little while. I don't know where he's from. No one does. But there were some women down there topless. It started to rain. And there's Roy going around just like a great American in a foreign country. He said, can I put those twins away for you? And the last thing, let's see. The last thing. Everybody's trying to get in the action. All right. He wants a little chimney rain. Ain't gonna do. That's it, folks.
Dr. Naughty. Oh, okay, we got it, folks. We got it. Okay, where the heck are we? Let's see. Okay, now this next act, this is a biggie. This is a biggie. You know, all kidding aside, we've got Ann Engler's group and Richard's group, and are they ready? Y'all want to go and get set up? Now, folks, this is probably one of the classiest acts of the show. There's not many of them, as you can tell so far. And by the way, after this, it really goes downhill. I'll tell you right now. I'm looking at the list. It does not get pretty. Okay. All right. So, you tell us about your talk.
It is true that this is the last act. You get an intermission after we're done, so you get a reprieve. But the first thing I want to tell you is many of you know that Richard and I go down to New Orleans every year. Or we have done this for about 15, 20 years, and at some time, Richard's going to play the magic song that goes, "Let's go down, let's fly down to New Orleans." And on the 9th of April, we are going to fly down to New Orleans. So after we had the lovely, lovely Tahitian girls last night, we said, well, let's see what Tahiti meets New Orleans. Richard, are you ready yet? Okay. Now, when you get down to New Orleans, what you're going to find is concert musicians, and they're really neat. And one of the things that happens is there's dancing that's called second lining. Now, second lining is, in California, they call it parasol dancing because they don't know what they're talking about. But in New Orleans, when you go to the funeral, the famous funerals where the bands lead the corpse down the streets and they take it over to have it buried. Well, when they do that, they always end up with some very slow, nearer my God to thee kind of, or that kind of sad song. But once they get that body into the catafalque, and it's now on the way home, and the band is going like mad. And the band suddenly picks up, and they start stuff like, didn't he ramble? And the people behind, the mourners, who really feel very bad, can't quite help it. And they begin to dance. And in New Orleans, you always carry that umbrella, because it's raining much like it was raining here last night. So what you're going to see today, brought at great expense from New Orleans, is the New Orleans second liners. They're called second liners, and they have their umbrellas. Now, they haven't been able to decorate their umbrellas because we just borrowed most of them from you about 20 minutes ago. So we don't have all that jazz, but we do have the Philadelphia Mummer contingency. We have the Peacock Dancer, and you probably will be able to notice who these people are. You'll see as much purple and gold and green, which are the famous New Orleans colors, as we could steal from around here. But one of the things that we did was we tried, the Tahitian, you saw the Tahitian dancers, weren't they good? They were up to here, they really knocked themselves out. Well, we went to the Tahitian people and to some of those dancers. You saw them last night. And we asked them if they would like to maybe join with us. The Tahitian dancer, okay. Well, what happened, the Tahitian dancers looked at us and they said they nicely declined to dance with us, but they sent their picture. So the looks of consternation is, I don't know, they must have known we were coming. But we're going to have a copy of Cakewalking Babies. Now, the cakewalk is the dance of the 20s. See if you can find anything interesting when these ladies come out. Are we starting cakewalk?
Ready to start?
We're ready to start. Okay. The next thing you see will be New Orleans meets Tahiti.
All right. Oh.
How about that? You know, Prentice, I don't want to say Prentice, you know, has a little bit of an ego, but Prentice, I saw him down at the pool the other day. I don't know what he's doing, but he had the umbrella about right here. I'm not sure what it was all about. But, okay, now, here's what we're going to do. Our next act takes a lot of preparation. Before, though, they go out, I want to, you know, Jack told me today, he and Ranger Roy are sharing a room, and you know, I never see them both out at the same time. I don't know what's going on over there, but I asked Jack how much money he spent on the trip. He says, well, counting my tooth inlay, Roy and I spent $35 on the whole trip. I said, how much was the tooth inlay? He says, 30. And I couldn't figure out how he's eating. I know he smuggled, you know, 1,437 of those croissants out of the restaurant. You know, they've been shipped out for more, but I couldn't figure out what else he was eating. And I noticed he's down here in the 150s, you know, he looks right out the ocean. Doesn't have the room like, he didn't have, you know, your room where basically the 3 security, you were outside the security guard area, I noticed that. Your room was past that. And he didn't have that room, but there were, the first day we got here, there were 4 chickens and a rooster running around out there. And today, there's just a rooster. He's looking real scared. I don't want to have the chickens, but Jack looked pretty satisfied. Now, here's what's going to happen. We're going to have a short break now. You got to come back, because we do have some fantastic, you won't believe the acts we've got left. But the next one may very well get us thrown out of the hotel. Because coming up, it's going to be an act of extreme proportions. And so what we're going to do, we're going to take a 5-minute potty break. Does anyone know where the bathrooms are? They're right over here? Okay. 5-minute potty break. Huh? Yeah. And, you know, apparently, Carol, apparently you peed in the potato pouch, apparently, over there. Oh, he's changed clothes? I bet that was a thrill. I bet that was good. Okay. All right, 5-minute break, back here, and the next up will be just an incredible act, so you won't want to miss it. And we've got another special guest that you won't believe. And well, let's put it this way, he's never done this before, and I doubt he'll ever do it again. So 5-minute break, come on back. All right. Coming up next is probably the most awaited for act of the show. At least Jack thinks it is. We've got, and these people didn't start doing diddly until today, okay? Now, folks, you gotta bear with them on this. They got like one comb, okay? They only got one comb. So, remember, give them a big ovation. You know what we ought to do? You know what we ought to do? We ought to be dead silent. No, we can't do that. See, if it was just Jack, we could. Good. All right, no, the same thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Reno, Nevada, all the way from Reno is Jack Baby and the Buck Naked Comettes and Kazoo Marching Band. Here they come. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen.
Check this out. Chris, you're hiding behind the pole. We can't see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. This bikini will be available for purchase in about 6 hours on the airplane.
Is that Caesar for you? Is that Caesar?
Okay, we would like to perform now for a salute to our French host. Is everyone ready? First, we need to All right, on the downbeat. Ready? Like that one? Where you said this? This next song requires a lot of concentration by the band, so I need complete silence. We are going to perform for you now, Like the Bumblebee. On the downbeat. Thank you. Thank you all.
Encore! Encore! One more! Encore! 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 Here they come! Encore!
Are we ready? Encore performance. A salute to America. On the downbeat. Everybody, rise!
I think the Down Thunder Under is in trouble. That was something, folks. You gotta admit, they didn't have a clue about 3 hours ago. That was incredible. Encore! More! Encore! 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 I worked it out. Oh, that was incredible. I got it. Only Jack Miller can come up with an act. Only Chris can come up with a gig that costs less than $12 to put together. That was incredible. That you guys were great. Absolutely great. Did you like the downbeat? That downbeat was killing me. I couldn't look at Jack. I couldn't look at Jack. It was killing me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a tough act to follow. Tough act to follow. But we got one of the song stylists, the sassy lady from San Francisco. This woman has changed careers a couple of times. You may have seen her in the theater. She generally goes to the 4:30 matinee at the Bijou, gets the senior ticket. You may have seen her in the theater. That went okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from San Francisco, the song stylings of sassy Myra Boom Boom Yetis.
Some help on this song, so I gotta come over here and get Jack. Come on, Jackie Poo.
You're not going to play us before.
No, promise, I won't do that. Okay, I'm gonna put you right here. You're adorable, B, you're so beautiful, C, you're so cute and full of charity, and F, you're a feather in my arms, G, you were good to me, H, you're so heavenly, I, you're the one I idolize, J, we're like Jack and Myra, K, you're so kissable, L is the one and N, O, P, I could go on all day, Q, R, ooh, hot, speaking, you're okay, you made my life complete, V means you're very sweet, W, X, Y, Z, it's fun to wander through the alphabet with you to tell me what you mean to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sassy styling of Miss Boom Boom Yetis, accompanied by Jack. No. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a gentleman next. He doesn't like to be introduced as a comedian because he's a storyteller, but he might be one of the finest storytellers I know. And but he's a funny guy too. This guy used to be a CPA, and he's now gone straight. He's a real estate investor, all the way from Fort Myers, Florida. The storyteller, Bob Frank. Let's hear it for Bob.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We can pull here, a little light where I can see. Jeff earlier talked about the copyright rules. I do want to emphasize in my act, taking photographs, audio, or visual recording is only permitted for your personal use. All of the material in my presentation is copyright. None of it mine, but it is copyright. This is a Sunday, and nobody has seen the church other than one out in New Zealand. But I think it's appropriate that we do a reading today, discussing the little parable about the continuing fight between good and evil and how it continues. So if you don't mind, I'll do a reading from the Book of Truth, chapter 12, verses 14 through 16. Those of you with your own book, you may read along. So I can handle the book. I'm going to try without the microphone, if we can hear in the back there. And God populated the earth with vegetables of all kinds, so that man would live a long and healthy life. And Satan created the 99-cent double bacon cheeseburger. And Satan said unto man, do you want fries with that? And man said, supersize them. And man gained pounds. And God created healthful yogurt. And Satan froze the yogurt and brought forth chocolate and nuts and colored candies to put on top. And man gained more pounds. And God brought forth running shoes and exercise machines of every size and description. And man resolved to lose those excess pounds. And Satan brought forth cable TV, remote control, potato chips, and beer. And man clutched his remote control, ate his chips, and guzzled his beer. Satan saw this and said, it is good. And man went into cardiac arrest, and God sighed and created bypass surgery. And Satan created HMOs. This next story I did on our bus when Jeff did a little entertainment. I think it's a good enough story. I hate for the other bus not to hear it. So for those of you who heard it on the bus we were on, take a nap, take another bathroom break, whatever we're going to do, or the other half of you. 3 men died and went to heaven. We will call them Jack, Bob, and Jeff, just to take 3 names at random. They arrive at the gates of heaven, and St. Peter comes and welcomes them. He says, gentlemen, welcome to heaven. I understand this is a fantasy, so don't let those 3 names annoy you. He says, do anything you want here. We have no rules except one. The duck is God's most favored creature. Heaven is full of ducks. The one rule you must abide by is don't step on the ducks. Well, so Bob, Jeff, and Jack wandered in heaven, observed the streets of gold and the towers of platinum, and the shining rubies, listened to the heavenly choirs. And while Bob was wandering around looking up, he stepped on a duck. It didn't take him 2 hours, he stepped on a duck. Immediately, an angel appeared with this ugly woman, looked like the worst tenant you've ever had. Chained him to Bob's wrist and left him alone. Well, this made Jeff and Jack a little nervous, as you might assume. So they walked a lot more carefully than Bob had. And about 2 weeks later, darn if Jeff didn't get a little sloppy and step on a duck. Immediately, another angel appeared with an even uglier woman, warts, fat, smelled bad, chained him to Jeff's wrist. Well, if Jack hadn't already been paranoid, this made him even more paranoid. He wouldn't pick up his feet anywhere. He shuffled everywhere he went. He didn't lift his head up, look down at the street all the time. He was determined not to step on a duck. Things went well for Jack for about 6 months. All of a sudden, an angel appeared with this gorgeous, tall, beautiful, buxom, blonde, gorgeous woman. Chained her to Jack's wrist. Jack looked around and said, wow, what did I do to deserve this? The gal said, I don't know about you, but I stepped on a duck. I was talking to Prentice a little bit earlier on this trip. I don't know if any of you know it. About 3 months before the trip, Myra had her credit card stolen. And I said, well, did you get the cards back, Prentice? He said, well, no, actually I didn't. I said, why not? He said, well, I didn't even report them to the police. I said, Prentice, somebody steals Myra's credit cards and you don't report them to the police. Why on earth would you report that to the police? He said, well, the thief is spending less than Myra was. I know we make a lot of fun of Jack, and it's easy to do, but Sharon and I used to live out in California, in San Diego. This was before Chris and Wendy were out there, and he was coming through Southern California doing 3 seminars, San Diego, Orange County, LA, and he needed somebody to help with registrations and some of the minor stuff like that, so Jack asked me if I'd come along and help him with that. I think he needed somebody to pay half the room rate, but we went on, we did the first seminar, everything went well, and Jack's a charmer, and we got back to the room that night, and it started early, these women beating on the door. Jack baby, and that's where I think the Jack baby started. Jack baby, open the door. Come on, Jack, please open the door. And that went on for 2 or 3 hours, and I couldn't take it any longer. I finally got up, unlocked the door, and let him out. I don't know if I've been studying since we came from New Zealand. I did a little bit of studying on the Maori language, and I found out that vegetarian is a Maori word meaning doesn't hunt well. And speaking of foreign languages, as you've noticed, Jeff and I, and Karen and Sharon, we travel a lot together. We were in Italy. Jeff and I had kind of wandered off from the girls. It may have been the day of the famous $12 ice cream. A fellow comes up to Jeff and I and says, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch?" Jeff and I looked at him and shrugged our shoulders and all that. Said, habla español? Looked and kind of shook their head. And he said, and we really kind of backed up and said, the guy walks off. Jeff turns to me and says, you know, Bob, if we're going to travel with this Miller group, we're going to go to all these foreign countries, we really should learn another language. I said, why? That guy knew 3 languages and didn't do him any good. Sharon and I came into San Diego a few days early for this trip to visit our children and grandchildren, and stopped by to visit with Chris and Wendy. Chris took me out to, it must have been out east of Lakeside, kind of semi-rural, some property that Wendy usually takes care of, but Chris took me out there to take a look at it. We did. We started back into San Diego, and Chris, of course, up north, is quite a ways away, and Chris said, Bob, the gas gauge is getting a little low. We're going to stop and get some gas before we head on back up to North County. And I said, okay, fine. And we drove along for just a little bit. I saw a sign came by and said, free sex with Philip. Inquire with him. And I think, Chris, let's just pull in that gas station and see what that story is. So we did. Chris fills up the gas tank. We go into the office to pay the bill. And I said, I saw the sign. It said, free sex with Philip. What's that deal? How does that work? I said, well, we have to play a little game, and if you win the game, then you get free sex if you've been to Philip. I said, well, okay, how does that do? He said, well, I think of a number, and if you tell me what the number is, you can guess what the number was, then you win. I said, okay, good. I said, you got your number? I said, yeah, I got the number. I said, okay, 7. I said, no, number's 3. Didn't win. Chris said, let me try. The guy said, well, okay. Chris said, 5. I said, no, I told you the number was 3. So Chris and I got back in the car, headed on up, back to Chris's house. About a half hour up the road, I said, you know, Chris, I think we've been scammed. That guy tricked us. He just picks a number that we don't pick. Chris said, oh, no, it's real. I said, Chris, that can't be real. He said, yeah, it is. Wendy was by there 3 times last month, and she won all 3 times. One more thing, take a microphone.
Now, this has never been performed before.
David, you're still here, David?
Yeah, don't eat them.
Okay, don't eat them. David told you that the Cascade is the most common move in juggling. Actually, it's not.
That's known,
The second most frequent one.
that's known as the avalanche, okay. All right, very good, that was good. Very good, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the Bob. Let's go, Bob. There you go. Who says you don't learn anything that Jack knows somewhere, huh? Okay, next up, it's oh, you ready? You don't have to go out and change? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next up is a special act. You know, all the way from the South Pacific. We've got, this is going to be something. The song stylings of Nurse Nellie and the Hot Nips. Nurse Nellie and the Hot Nips. Here they come.
Anybody got my paper?
They will be performing that wonderful hit, Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair from South Pacific.
Here, it's coming.
Wash these men right out of our hair. We're gonna wash these men right out of our hair. We're gonna wash these men right out of our hair and send them on their way. We're gonna pick these guys right out of our house. We're gonna pick these guys right out of our house. We're gonna pick these guys right out of our house and send them on their way. Don't try to negotiate, tear it up, push them out and cut them out, push them out, slide them out, cancel them and let them go. Yay, sister! We're gonna wash those men right out of our house. We're gonna wash those men right out of our hair. We're gonna wash those men right out of our hair and send them on their way. Don't you trust no more loans. Wipe that man right off your teeth. Drug him out of the LC and drum him out of your dreams. Oh, 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 oh.
Thank you.
You did say you were the Nips.
If his eyes get dull and fishy, when you look for cruts and cracks, waste no time, make a switch, drop him in the nearest ditch, rub him out of the big deal, and drop him out of your dreams. Oh, 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 oh. We're not worried about the bits on the top of this speech. We're worried about the price of the ice cream cones. We're not traveling 4 miles on the NC bus, 'cause we signed the option on Tahiti.
Four guys with the Australian Aussie hats just left the room with a little less than that on. I'm not a real good announcer only because I've had the New Zealand crud for the last 3 or 4 days. Thanks to Prentice, I had a little Z-Pack, that didn't help much. A little more wine has helped more than anything. That's what I'm going to do as soon as I get off the stage, believe me. Okay, all right, now, coming in from stage right, if you're ready, I'm ready. It is the thunder from down under. I need my glasses, the Aussie War Review and Dancing Extravaganza. Hit it, boys.
we're too tired already. Ladies and
Never
gentlemen,
make it.
I want to introduce to you the Thunder from Down Under, all-male review and dancing extravaganza. Now, before we start the show, I should mention that we are licensed by the International Actors Association and Guild and Amateur Real Estate Investment Association. There'll be no flash photography or videotaping of any type during our performance. We ask that you not charge the stage if you so feel to do so. And please don't handle Earl, okay? All right, now, I want to introduce the... You guys cool it for a minute. All right, just a second. I'm going to introduce you. Yeah, you're on. All right, starting from my immediate left, we have with us Gary Enos the Penis, right here. In the middle, the rhythm man keeps us together, the soul of the group, Earl the Pearl Lawrence. And on Earl's left, this man is wild. This man is uncanny. He's got the moves and the grooves. Prentice Long Daddy. Yeah, and I'm the big Buddha Jeff Smith. All right. Now we're going to perform our biggest hit. Well, we only got the one hit. Now this show is a little bit R-rated. We get close to X. I'm not sure we actually get to X. It's our matinee show. Yeah, we'll be doing the night show later. Our matinee show. We're going to do our big hit. Now, guys, we got to get this right because you saw that kazoo deal. Those guys were pretty good. We don't got no downbeat. We don't got no kazoos, and we don't have no umbrellas. All we got is the goods. Here we go. Here we go. You ready? All right. Okay. That's that. Okay, we're in trouble. Are you ready? You ready? Okay. Okay. Alley-oop, oop, 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 alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. We were real estate investors a long time ago. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. But we lost our jobs and ran out of dough. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. We're pretty good looking, so we knew what to do. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. We became the Thunder Down under fair review. Alley-oop, oop, oop, oop. Well, our jockeys are made of genuine possum hair. Alley-oop. The ladies scream and reach to touch us there. Alley-oop. Well, we take our butts and give them a scare. Look at that possum go. Now we take our review on a world tour. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. The Thunder Down Under is a household word. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. You all doing that? I can't feel it, yeah. See, I can't look at him. I cannot look at this man.
They're doing fine.
That's good. Okay. All right, we're gonna continue now. Get ready, because it starts coming off any minute now. Okay? All right. Don't come see us if you just want tea. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. Because getting naked is our specialty. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. Wait, like stripping, it's like the geriatric strippers, okay. Okay, now listen, I hope you remember to put your underwear on. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We got rehearsal to put his underwear on, it wasn't pretty. Okay. Okay, you ready? Alley-oop, oop, 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 alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. Well, the chicks really dig us when we strut our stuff. Alley-oop, oop, oop. They just can't seem to get enough. Alley-oop, oop, oop, oop. When we take it all off, we go to the buff. Alley-oop, oop, oop, oop. This is
back here? Yeah, we don't have no downbeats, baby. Hey, baby. See, we figured no matter how bad we are, as long as we take something off, we'll be in a minute. Okay, here we go, here we go. Well, we almost got jailed in Chicago. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. When Prentice dropped his pants to show his big old mo. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. But we all got off on a technicality. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. When Enos the penis showed his specialty. Alley-oop, oop, 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 oop. Okay, get ready. You ready? Ready. Okay. Okay. Unbutton the button. Unbutton the button. Unbutton the button. Now, ladies, I want to tell you right now.
Don't charge
the stage.
Big ending or a small ending?
Always the wise, right? There's always the wise. You know what? Well, I don't know about you, but Enos has been stuffing his pants with socks all day. All right, here we go. Well, we're the hottest review there is alive. No, no, this is the other one.
That's out.
No, it's the. Ooh! No. See? That's the one. All right, ready? All right. Well, we're the hottest review there is alive. Alley-oop. Wearing jockeys from a possum's hide. Alley-oop. When we stripped, Carolyn Barrow almost died. Where did that possum go? Okay, now we got to take the shorts off. It gets worse. Okay. Well, we want to leave something to remember us by. Okay. Before we jump that big bird and fly. So here's a little present from us to you. When you get lonely, you have a clue. Pick up your phone, you know what to do. Call Pete Agent for the all-mail review. You're killing me from this. We gotta go now, so don't despair. But the next time you might snatch a pair. It's that time, boys.
Oh no. Oh no.
They gotta equal those things. All right, here we go. Last verse. Thank God. All right, here we go. Now remember what we practiced now. For God's sake, don't screw this up. You're killing me with that underwear thing. All right, here we go. You cats have been great when we strut our stuff. Oh, God. Who knows the next time we may flash our butts. You just witnessed our all-star review. Now we take our pants off to you. Carefully, gentlemen. Carefully. 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 alley-oop, oop, 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 alley-oop, oop, 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 alley-oop, oop. So we're coming in. We'll come back again.
For sale? For sale?
Turn that back on. Turn it on.
My watch isn't working, my battery's gone.
I got 5 past.
5 past 6? Okay. So we're right time. Yeah.
That's why you haven't seen Jeff much this week. We were working on our physiques. Or was it physics? I forgot if physiques or physics.
Now, Jeff, you still have 3 hours to go. You know.
But
I think they should. It sounds like they want an encore. It's a good thing, because, Prentice was, God knows what's coming off next.
Well, now, Jeff
The
just.
socks in the back.
What? What?
I had the socks in the back. That explains I'm not rushing the stage.
Now, Jeff just whispered to me that he wants to start rehearsing for the next trip, so those of you who will be involved, just step up and say. Is Betty and Ed still here?
Yeah, I can say, look at that Phoebe. Phoebe, they're calling you.
There she is. Listen, I just wanted to thank Betty. You know, if you think about this trip, every time we showed up at a hotel, the keys were ready. There was always a bus waiting for us when we showed up. She had all the ducks lined in a row. It went very smoothly, and believe me, I know how much hard work this is, because I used to do that stuff. And so I just wanted to thank Betty and Ed for really doing a great job in helping me.
All the years I've been doing this, I've never been treated to a show like this.
I never want to be again.
Hey, Phoebe, and no extra charge.
And Betty, we did it all for you.
Jack has his box.
Another opening, another show from cold Denali, hot Tahiti. Oh, you might see a mime or even Don Ho. Another opening to another show. There'll be a parade where you'll tap your feet. Kazoos will play when they get their downbeat. You never can tell what some folks will do. Another opening to a really big shoe. 30 minutes we rehearse and rehearse. 20 minutes, we couldn't be worse. 10 minutes, will it ever be right? Then out of that hat is that big first night. Of course, we've never had a show run a second night. Someone will sing, someone will dance. They'll tell a joke or they'll drop their pants. We've locked the door so the audience can't go. Another opening to another show.